I'm not going to use the computer because you have paper that I passed around. And I'm going to talk a little bit about AECT, which is the Association for Educational Communications and Technology. It's the place where I had the pleasure of meeting Leon Letterman, who came twice to AECT in a program called Building the Scientific Mind. And he was a keynote speaker at a conference in Tunisia, International Conference on Advanced Learning Technologies. So I highly recommend seeing Leon Letterman in person. If you can make that, it's worth the trip. He's very approachable. After he retired from the Fermi Lab, he initiated a high school for gifted children in science and math in the Chicago area. He likes to talk to people. He's brilliant and approachable. So if you go, don't be shy. Make a point of talking to him. He's great. AECT has been around since 1923. It's even older than me. It's difficult to believe. It's a professional association that promotes the use of technology to improve learning, instruction, and performance. Currently, it's, of course, like most associations, it ebbs and flows, and it's been fairly stable for the last 10 years or so. We have well over 2,000 members. We have a very active graduate student assembly organization. 40% of the members, I don't know if that's the right percentage, a large percentage of the members are in fact graduate students. And one of the reasons for that is it's a good deal. In the little brochure you have, we did raise the dues recently, but graduate students can join for $75 a year, and you get free, if you're a graduate student member, both of the journals of the organization, Educational Technology Research and Development and Tech Trends. You get online versions of those free. You get free the Handbook of Research on Educational Communications and Technology. You get all 3 editions free online. So you get a whole lot for just $75. You have the opportunity to go to the National Convention. I agree it's an important thing to do. This year's convention is last week of October in Anaheim. The time has passed, but typically there are opportunities for student interns, some of which are fully paid, and then volunteer student workers where you get registration support. UGA, I think, has 2 of the fully paid intern awards this year. So a strong representation there. There's also a summer activity. It alternates each year. And this last year was a research symposium. That's a smaller meeting where somewhere around 50 or so people will come to hear 15 papers presented and discussed in great detail, agonizing detail when it comes to my paper. But yeah, that's definitely worth going to. It's less expensive, and the off year, every other year, the other activity is professional development for teachers. So we pick topics involving educational technology that will be of relevance to K-12 and higher education teachers, and we do those workshops. The coming year, summer 2011, will be in Jacksonville, Florida, and the fall conference in 2011 will also be in Jacksonville, Florida, which is actually driving distance. Yeah, so that's worth making an effort to be there. There are state affiliates. Georgia has a state affiliate called the Georgia Association for Instructional Technology. It is extremely active and co-sponsors with another Georgia organization an annual conference called COMO, C-O-M-O, which will be in Athens, the 13th and 14th, or the 14th and 15th of October at the Classic Center. So, and then you'll have a chance to meet educators in the state doing very innovative things with technology. Most of them are going to be in K-12 settings and some in business and industry around the state. So that's much less expensive. Walk up the hill and hear some of those things. COMO, COMO is the name of the conference. Oh, you already, thank you.
There it is. He's been playing.
everybody was looking at me. I thought, yeah, spinach in my teeth. There are 9 divisions in AECT, along with the Graduate Student Assembly, Design and Development, Research and Theory, Media Production, Systemic Change, Training and Performance, and so on. It costs nothing to belong to any of the divisions. Most of the divisions, I think all of the divisions, have newsletters. They can be as independent as they like, but they always participate in the annual conference. There's a strong international division, and the handout says 6. We actually have 8 international affiliates. The 2 that aren't in the current information were added this last year. The Canadian Network for Innovation and Education and the Indonesian Association of Professors and Technology, IPT. I don't remember exactly what all the words stand for. But the Indonesians will have 30 some odd people in Anaheim, so they've become very active, and they add quite a bit you get multiple perspectives. So why get involved in any of these associations? So there's, interest, self-interest, personal advancement. So you can find the people doing the most outstanding work in your area of interest. Typically, these people are very approachable. They like to talk about their stuff, so it's worth going and talking to them. It's a way to get connected. Eventually, you're going to leave UGA and go somewhere else, and so you want to have some idea of where's a good place to go, how can you get there, who's going to help you get there, who's going to help you once you're there. So by being involved in a professional association, that's a huge benefit. Let's see, what else can I say about it?
I think that's a great point. I'm glad you said that, and I want to add just one thing. Not only do you meet the researchers from other institutions who are doing work in which you might be interested, a big bonus for me was meeting the other graduate students at the time, and I got to know other graduate students from other programs, and these are the people who are now my colleagues in the field. And that's also important because you make connections there. You find people with whom you might collaborate on work. People get to know you, and that is very important, and I'm glad you made that point.
Yeah, the graduate students at AECT are very active. They're involved in everything. On the most recent thing they're becoming involved in, there's a listserv that's dedicated to instructional technology called IT Forum, which was started here at UGA by Lloyd Friedman. And basically it's been an informal thing. It's been in existence for quite a few years. It's I don't remember exactly how long. And then he gave it up, and Dan Surrey became the moderator, and Bev Farrell is the moderator now. And so the idea is they don't want it to be sort of haphazard, so they would like it to have a permanent home. And the proposal is for AECT to be that permanent home. And the proposal is that the Design and Development Division will pick a moderator to serve for 3 years. The Graduate Student Assembly will pick an assistant moderator to serve for 3 years. So it's another opportunity for somebody to become involved with a professor who could be anywhere and moderate this listserv. The way that listserv works is it's free, it's archived, so you can look at everything that's been done in the past. Every 6 weeks or so, there's a paper posted, and the discussion for a week focuses just on that paper. But otherwise, it's open to any topic related to instructional technology. So it's very influential. About 2,500, about the same size as AECT, in fact, and probably there's 80% overlap of readers and members. Anyway, so that's one of the latest activities of AECT. We also sponsor the International Student Media Festival, and the finals and the winners are picked at the annual convention. Georgia has been winning this for years. Unfortunately, because of the economic situation, Georgia's not sending anyone to Anaheim.
Oh,
so that's too
not
bad.
One,
Wow. Yes. That gives one of the other states an opportunity. And we've got to share the wealth. But I'll be glad to talk to you later about anything involving AECT